If you follow the real estate market, you like to know what's going on with prices. Are things selling? Is it a good market for buying, for selling? What's going on? And you're from the Owen Sound, Grey Bruce region. I've got a spring market update for you today. My name's Tim Matthews. I'm a realtor with the Mark and Tim Real Estate team from Century 21. And if you're thinking of selling or buying and you want some information on that, don't hesitate to reach out to us anytime. We would love to chat. So we're going to get into it today. We're going to talk about sales, where things are going, prices, and what this market has been like from a boots on the ground perspective. So we're going to start off with sale volume. And this is a picture that shows this year compared with 2023 and 2024. Ignore this little blip right down here, but you can see this right here is 2025. You can see sales are much lower than the past 2 years. So it's been a slow start to the year. More specifically, if we zoom out and take a look at just sales for this year, and then you take a look at how it compared percentage-wise with last year, we're down 15.9% in January, 19% in February, and all the way down to 31% for the month of March and 39% for the month of April. So sales are down quite a bit from where they were last year. And you take a look at December, sales were actually up 23% from last December as people thought it was the bottom of the market and they started to come back in. But what we saw happen is Donald Trump take office. He announced the tariffs, and it caused a great deal of uncertainty in people, and it caused them to go onto the sidelines. They want to wait and see what happens. Consumer confidence right now is at the lowest it's been in quite some time. So people, they're feeling out the market. They want to see what's going to go on. It also didn't help that we had a crazy winter in Grey Bruce either. But as you can see, as soon as January hit, sales have been just dropping off since then. So not a lot of transactions taking place. However, if we take a look and compare it month over month, things are starting to improve a little bit. It really came down in December, then it started to go up in February, really improved in March, backed in a little bit in the month of April. So we'll see where things go in May, but it is starting to improve. Boots on the ground perspective, January and February was very, very slow. Things started to pick back up in March and April. So new listings. How many new listings have we seen come on the market? Well, this is really interesting as well. There was 480 new listings in April. Last April, we had 580. So we're about 100 less new listings for the Grey Canyon region for single family homes. So the spring market has been a little bit slower as well. So people on both sides of the table have been putting their plans on hold to wait and see what's going to go on. So let's jump in to prices now. And I'm going to show a few different graphs to give an idea of where things have been going. But this is all of Grey Bruce. So you've got Aaron Eldersley, Georgian Bluffs, Grey Highlands, Hanover, Kincardine. And you can see from 1 month ago today, so the month of April, prices dropped a little bit in the area. Chatsworth, 4.4%. South Bruce had a 5% drop. Hanover, 1.9%. So things are down a little bit. If we take a look from 3 months ago, some stuff's up, some stuff's down. About 12 months ago, it's much the same. Minto not doing super good. Grey Highlands down 5%. Wellington North down 5.5%. When you have Georgian Bluffs is up 4.3%, and North Bruce Peninsula doing the best with 6.4% increase from 12 months ago. And then we zoom out to 3 years ago. This was from the peak, and everything is down quite a bit, with Minto being the highest at 20%. And if we go back 5 years ago, everything is still up. So on average, about 50%. So that's an interesting chart to look at. If we go over to a bit of a line graph here, we'll take a look at Grey Bruce and Owen Sound. You can see things dropped quite a bit from the peak, and then they've been kind of hover up and down, but not the major swings that we saw in 2022. So for Grey Bruce right now, the price of a single family home is $569,000. This is down slightly from last month, where it was at $587,000. And Owen Sound is sitting at $468,000. This is down slightly from last month as well. Now, what was the bottom? Well, if you had bought in January of 2024 for Owen Sound or January 2023 for Grey Bruce, congratulations, you got the bottom of the market for that current real estate cycle. So what does this mean for the real estate market? Well, whether or not prices go up or down, whether or not the market improves, depends on three things: supply and demand, buyer sentiment, and interest rates. Right now, supply and demand, we have more listings, but if you take a look at the averages, we are still not at pre-COVID levels for the amount of listings we have in Grey Bruce. Also, you have to take a look at building starts. They've almost stopped and are lower than what they normally are as the market slowed down. People have stopped building. So what's that going to look like a couple of years from now when things pick back up again? And finally, you have to look at consumer confidence. Right now, it's extremely low. This has caused people to go on the sidelines and wait. But as the temperature cools down with the US, as things get sorted out, people are going to come back into the market. Q1 could be the bottom for sales, and you may see things start to climb again for Q2 and 3 and 4 into the rest of these. There's also good pent-up demand in the market. We are well below the 10-year averages for how many things move in Canada right now. So my opinion is that once the temperature comes down a bit, if interest rates stay the same, don't get too out of control, there's a good chance that we're going to see more action in the real estate market. Thanks for watching. I'm Tim Matthews with the Mark and Tim Real Estate Team. If you have any questions about the market, you want to chat about something, please reach out anytime. We're happy to chat.